What's up? Welcome to Mark's Bikes. I'm Mark Hogan. I got the chance to ride with Ben the other day. Wildly enough, we actually met on YouTube back during COVID, and come to find out that guy lived a couple miles up the street from me. Since then, we've been on dozens of rides together. I consider him to be like the local Sheldon Brown. If I ever have a question about anything bike related, he probably has the answer. Make sure to hit that subscribe button because we have a ton of bike check videos coming your way this summer. And if you have any questions or suggestions about any of the components or builds, make sure to put that in the comments down below. Check this out. This is Ben's Salsa Journeyman. We're with Ben. We got his Salsa Journeyman. Tell me about this bike, Ben.
It's a I believe 2017. I bought it in a complete, and over the next few years, I've just been kind of modifying it as things wear out and as I've wanted to change it. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of iterations. It's been kind of like a gravel bike, a road bike, rigid mountain bike at times, and now it's just kind of, I guess, what I would call a party bike.
Function bike, man.
Yep, totally. Who
did you get it from? Where'd you buy it at?
So a good buddy of mine who runs a company called Yellowbird Threadworks, he actually hooked it up years ago, and have kind of had it since.
So tell me about some of this stuff. Let's start with the stuff that's on the bike. What about this bag? Who makes these bags?
So this is a company out of Florida, I believe, called Dark Realm. They do a lot of really cool bags. It's just a really cool, small little bag maker. This is called their Harlequin pattern, which is basically they make their traditional bags but out of scraps from other projects. So it's a mix mash, and then the tool roll that's on the rack rails is one of their more commonly seen on the saddle rails, but that's just their tie-dye pattern.
These are Wald baskets?
Yep, those are Wald 137s. They do make a 139 bag, but I don't think they do it in their Harlequin pattern.
What's the 139? Is that the one that's much bigger?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's the one that's significantly bigger.
It's a lot wider, right?
Yeah.
What are these tidbits right here? I know you've got these two on here very intentionally.
Those are just kind of homemade, kind of DIY light mounts. They actually are BMX bottom bracket spacers that go between the two bearings. And
what do you got going on in the back rack? What's this rear rack?
That, I believe, is just an old cheap, I think, Blackburn.
Okay.
Don't remember. I've had it for quite some time, and it was just nothing super special, but it just serves its purpose there.
Your frame bag?
That's a company called Apidura. They do a lot more of the bike packing and bike kind of endurance races over extreme distances.
What do you use it for? What do you carry in there, like on a day like today?
So on a day like today, I've got like stuff like my phone or my car keys or maybe a couple snacks, and then like and what I call an honesty lock, which is like if I got to run into a bathroom or a gas station real quick,
it's waterproof.
It is water resistant, but all of them are. Obviously, you can't really sink it.
Say proof now.
Yeah, so
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've been caught in some pretty bad weather and not had any issues with it.
Electronics, you got a computer on here. What is this thing?
That's the Wahoo Bolt, the version 1. It's treated me good so far. Some kind of no-name mount that
is that an Amazon special?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I got some of those. Yeah, I like it.
Bar and stem.
Okay.
The stem is an old race face Diablos back when freeride was kind of first becoming a thing, and oddly enough, they thought people would run 70 mil downhill stems at the time, and so it's kind of been a fun little throwback piece to go on the bike. The bars are Tumbleweed Persuaders. They're actually chromoly handlebars, which is kind of fun. Tumbleweed's just a little small company that makes a few frames and front and rear racks and handlebars, I believe. The brakes are kind of no-name Shimano's, but they work. The shifter and rear derailleurs, Deore setup from my mountain bike that I upgraded, so I put those on here. And the cassette's a company called Garmin out of Poland, and it's a highly underrated cassette in my opinion for the price and weight, and also they just look good. I mean, obviously I took the approach of making this aesthetically purposeful with you know, various blues and oranges, things like that.
Let's talk about that. So this is Garbrook.
Yep.
We got your post right here. What is that?
So that's the seat post clamp is a Deity Components clamp. Then going up, you've got the rivets for the cambium that are by a company called Crivets.
And this is, what is that, C15?
That's a C17.
17. Brooks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then the rotor, or the
matching pedals
are Deities as well. With an anything cage by Widefoot there underneath the bottom bracket.
Did you get real specific here with these?
Yeah, those are those are wolf tooth. Little, yeah, it's you know, just kind of the little fine details.
Yeah. What's this cage on the bottom?
It's a company called Widefoot, and they do that anything cage, and it's just a nice balance between being really robust and strong, but also not being really big and bulky. A lot of the anything cages you see are substantially bigger, and I don't necessarily like that, just because they get in the way at times.
These stems.
Yep, that's a company called Muck-Off out of the UK. They do mostly cleaners and lubricants, stuff like that, but they do have some tubeless options as well.
Wolf tooth headset?
Yep, wolf tooth headset and spacer on top of that. Pacific Northwest Designs bell that's on there, and then
Alexander Graham bell by PDW.
Yep, and
right?
Then the stem cap is my friend actually who got me this bike in the first place. It's Yellowbird Threadworks, and that's one that's actually one of the iterations. He made me a signature stem cap, and that's one of the prototypes of it.
Anything special about your grips?
Those are just Deity Supracush. I like them a lot. They help with a lot of vibration reduction. It's just a good kind of squishy grip that I think is real comfortable in the hand. I don't typically wear gloves a lot when I ride.
But you got a Thompson post.
Yep, Thompson post. It's hard to really go wrong with those. They kind of go from bike to bike and last as long as you keep them.
Velocity rims.
Yep, those are the Blunt SS rims, which is kind of a gravel, lighter mountain bike setup rim. I love them. Those are laced up to Hope Pro 4 hubs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. What's that rear hub there?
Yeah, front and rear Hope Pro 4s, and then the rotors are Hope floating rotors.
Tell me about your tires. These are awesome.
So those are Ultra Dynamico Cavas, and it's made by a buddy of mine up in Connecticut, named Ronnie Romance to most people, and him and Aria, his partner, have a great little setup with a company called Ron's Bikes and Ultra Dynamico. These ride like a dream. I love them. They roll super smooth, but they have just enough of a little bit of corner on them that if you get in some sand and dirt, you really are gonna not be out of luck.
You've told me about this rear light in the past.
Okay.
What about this light here?
So that's a Garmin Varia, and the cool thing about that is it communicates. You can run it as a standalone light, but the benefit to that one specifically is it actually communicates with my computer, my Wahoo. So if I have a car behind me, it indicates on the screen, and if I want to have an audible indication, I can too, that a car is behind me and how many and how far away it is.
What do you know about this bike that I don't know?
It's just a jack of all trades bike. It's just a lot of fun. You can, you know, like I said, I've had it built in so many different iterations. I've had it as a skinny tire road bike at times. I've had it as a very kind of adventure bike oriented, very bike packing-ish with, you know, full frame bags and seat bags, stuff like that. You can even build them as a rigid mountain bike. I mean, at one point, you know, I had knobby tires on this with a bash ring in front of the crankset, and you know, would ride some mountain bike trails. It's just such a fun bike, especially if you have the ability to, me as a bike mechanic, I can constantly rebuild this into something else if I get bored with it.
What size frame is it? Do you know?
It's a 55.5.
How tall are you?
I'm about 6 foot, but I've got a shorter inseam.
Okay. What's your pants? What's your pants length?
So usually I get a 30.
Okay.
This one, I probably could have gotten away with a 57. The Journeyman definitely has a slacker top tube. As you can see, it's not horizontal. The Journeyer is even more pronounced. Yeah, it's a super fun bike. The updated version, the Journeyer, is even better with front and rear thru axles. And my initial gripe about this bike was it wasn't thru axle. That's not obviously a deal breaker. I still own it.
Yeah.
But that is a benefit for sure.
Yeah. This thing's awesome. Salsa Journeyman. Check it out, man. It's way cool. I like the colors. I like the functionality. It's definitely one of the coolest bikes around.
Right as the wind blows it.
It falls over.